Dog TV is with Jones's Creek resident Russ Donnelly, and he is going to talk about what is happening with Fort Howard. It closed this week, and for myself personally, the hospital fit perfectly with the community, and the community was a perfect fit for our veterans that were at the VA hospital there in the past. Okay, Russ, so what kind of information can you give us on the closure?
Okay, well, it was unexpected, relatively unannounced. The letters that the veterans in communication with our group, Save Fort Howard, only got letters that told them of a temporary closing due to water damage, mold, et cetera, et cetera. However, upon further consideration, one particular veteran was at Green Street getting seen, and normally he went to Fort Howard, but he was at Green Street for a special thing, and they were overbooked for that particular day. So the doctors at Green Street, this was 2 weeks hence, 2 weeks prior, Doctor at Green Street sent him down to Fort Howard to complete his visit. You know, said that it could be done there.
So we handle some overflow.
Right. So what happened was he went to Fort Howard. There were no doctors there. It was already in the process of closing. They were unloading the building, pulling out the tables, the operating table, you know, the MD tables.
Exam table.
Right, exam tables and all the equipment, per se, to run the operation. Chairs, you name it, was going out the door in the trucks. So and the doctors at Green Street weren't aware of this. This was 2 weeks back. And it was only supposed to be temporary, but now, that's what the letters were saying, now it's listed as permanently closed.
I'm chairman of the, as you can see, the Fort Howard project, saving this piece of valuable piece of our heritage for the people of the United States of America. Those of us that care enough about something in our community, we know the world is filled with problems, but we have to take care of who we are, where we are, under the Constitution of the United States of America. And each and every one of us is sitting here supporting the veterans that have served before us.
Al, would you please come to the stage? And thank you for coming.
My name is Al Classing, and I'm a champion of veterans movement, particularly Fort Howard. What we need to do is save that facility for young men that are coming back from all of the wars, but from World War II, Korea and Vietnam, and the latest wars that we have. And I've often also wondered how many times, when can we say as veterans to help Scott with his mission? And it's very, very clear to me now that we will involve what we have heard here today with the saving of Fort Howard for veterans. Because how many of you can possibly believe that many of us during World War II came home with some form of brain damage that we didn't know existed? They called it, or they call it now, post-trauma stress. But when we came back from World War II, it took us years and years to be able to deal with a society where people didn't carry guns and they were shooting at each other. So that was hard. And in my opinion, that had something to do with a brain injury. So we're going to attempt to aid Scott in every way that we can as veterans in saving Fort Howard, because, and in conclusion, that facility can be an instrument of what Scott has in mind, where our young veterans coming back from all of the wars, past, present, and future, with post-trauma stress and brain injuries, if you will, to be tended right here on a facility that already belongs to we the people, and the Veterans Administration wants to give this piece of property away. And I say very clearly again, they want to give it away for the almighty dollar. And we say to that, no, we the people want that preserved. the people during the War of 1812 paid with their lives to defend the United States of America right here in our community. That community is North Point, particularly right at Fort Howard. That's where the enemy landed. We need to recognize it as such and get full benefit for our recovering veterans. Thank you very much, everybody.